And that is right, people. I am the reigning, defending predictions podcast champion. But I do have a new challenge, and we'll get to that later here. I am excellence himself. I am Ricky Goldman. I bring to you a brand new co-host. I know my co-hosts are more like Royal Rumble entrants. They change nearly every week. But hopefully the co-host I've got is the co-host of the future. And yeah, so let me bring him in. He is the natural born sinner, the man himself, the man of VWU Sports. He is Jacob.
What is up, gentlemen? Gentlemen, and all of YouTube around this big, beautiful blue marble we call Earth, in whatever city you may live in.
and how are you today, Jacob?
Doing good, Ricky. Doing good. Just enjoying this wonderful October weather.
Okay. It's cold here at the moment. Do you like the cold weather or no?
Hey, well, in the states, it's stateside. It may not be cold, but it's what we call comfortable stateside. Well, stateside is stateside. Well, depending on where you live.
So, if you want to tell the people watching now or later on all about yourself, how long have you been watching wrestling? Who's your all-time favorite wrestler? Who's your current favorite wrestler? Where you're from? As much information as you want to say, or as little as you want to say.
With pleasure. Of course, I am, Jacob. Jacob, you can call me Jake, JB, Jake the Snake. Just call me whatever you want. Just don't call me late for dinner. I am, of course, hailing from the great state of the South, Louisiana, the original LA. You can tell Los Angeles to F off. F off. I have been a wrestling fan since the 90s. I was born in 92. I did not go see the new generation, thank God. But I was raised through the Attitude Era. I was raised through the Monday Night Wars. I have seen it all. I have seen it all in the through the Attitude Era and the ruthless aggression era and so on. So I have seen basically what you could say what was my version of the golden era of wrestling. I did not grow up during the 80s and stuff, but I learned about it through wrestling archives and of course the WWE Network. You gotta love the WWE Network. My favorite all-time wrestler was, of course, Stone Cold Steve Austin. I remember vividly having a Stone Cold Steve Austin class of 316, nice 316 poster when I was a kid growing up. And believe it or not, my dad actually went to an NHRA drag racing event and actually got a WWF Dragster T-shirt that actually had Stone Cold Steve Austin on there. Very nice. And growing up and nowadays, my favorite wrestler of all time was believe it or not, it's a toss-up, believe it or not. It's not who you think it is, because it's not who you think it is. Because no disrespect to the tribal chief, he's done great, but he had to take a lot of time to become who he was. It's actually a toss-up between either CM Punk or Daniel Bryan, because both of those two are excellent mat tacticians, and both of them are really good on the mic as well. Okay. And if you got both of those great talents on there, you can basically almost have the world in the palm of your hands. Okay.
So real quick here, so I think CM Punk's been great since coming back. I think he's been used very well. The match at Bad Blood was really good, probably one of the best Hell in a Cell matches I've ever seen.
In a long while. It's been a long while since we finally had a good Hell in a Cell match, and honestly, it's finally showing the world what a proper Hell in a Cell match can be used, and that is a match to end a rivalry, and that's what it's supposed to be used, and not used to be used for a gimmick pay-per-view, and that's what we saw in Atlanta between Punk and Drew. It was just nothing short of a fight. We didn't see technical holds of any kind. We just saw pain and violence. Okay. Sure, there was a botch moment with a toolbox and a bonk to the head that left Drew with 14 staples on his head. Ooh. If you saw that, it was gruesome. It was an accident by itself, but you got to remember, toolboxes, sharp corners. Okay, shit happens. But other than that, they gave nearly over half an hour of barbarism in of itself, and the people of Atlanta loved every last second of it. Okay, sure they didn't go 40 minutes, but hey, I said give them 30 minutes, and they will tear the roof off that place. Okay, and you know what? I got every second. I got that and then some, and I loved every minute of it. Okay?
I've said to you before that I think Finn Balor, Edge, Mania last year was good. Edge and Rollins was that in Saudi at Crown Jewel, I think. That was good.
Oh, it was good.
I don't think I've had a Hell in a Cell match this good for a while. I think we should have main evented. Obviously, there wasn't the reason why it wasn't. The final boss, The Rock, came back.
That and also it was Cody's homecoming, so they had to give him the homecoming slot, the main event slot. So they had to give him big billing because it was his homecoming, and they had to make him feel special. Whatever.
I think he's more The Rock, but I don't know. Maybe Cody as well. Maybe
as long as it's more with the Bloodline Civil War storyline, that's fine. And besides, he's got bigger fish to fry anyway, going on in Jeddah anyway.
So there are rumors that CM Punk will take on Gunther at Survivor Series. Are you a fan of that?
Punk and Goldberg.
Gunther, not Goldberg. Gunther.
Punk and Gunther. Yeah. If it's for the World Heavyweight title, I'm not against that because honestly, Gunther is a very, very hot, very, very talented wrestler. That Australian bastard is one of, if not the stiffest MFers in the modern era. His chops are so vicious. I feel like he could take down a tree with just one swipe. Okay. And here's the thing, though. He may have big paws, but it's the way how he uses it. He uses the whole arm, whole palm and forearm to do damage. Okay. And it's not just his strength that can do that. He's one intelligent bastard as well. Okay. And he's got to do that through years of work in Europe as well with WXW and many other indie promotions across Europe as well. Okay. He's an intelligent bastard. And lest we forget, when he was in Europe, he was teaming up with Daniel Thatcher Daniel Thatcher with the group known as Ring Comp, and as Ring Comp. And then, as we all know, he became, when he got to WWE, we know him, he was the longest reigning United Kingdom champion. Still runs Imperium, but now it's just a 2-man operation with Kaiser, and now he's the current heavyweight champion of the world. He's going to Jeddah to take on Cody Rhodes for the Crown Jewel Championship. Just another gimmick belt, just to help out with the Saudis. I don't call it Crown Jewel, I call it blood money, but it is what it is. Okay.
You did mention you mentioned Goldberg. That's the rumors. If it's not Punk, Goldberg, Gunther in Survivor Series. Which no. Goldberg has lost so much since returning in 2016. He's lost so much. Lost Undertaker, Reigns, Roman.
I love Goldberg. I have all the respect in the world for the man, but unfortunately, Father Time is undefeated for a reason. Okay, and unfortunately, Goldberg has not been in the ring for a good long while, and ring rust is real for a reason. Case in point, his last match. So I really hope and pray it's CM Punk versus Gunther for the heavyweight title in Vancouver for the Survivor Series, because I would rather watch those two have a technical masterpiece for 20 minutes than watch Goldberg just go for 5 minutes. For 5 minutes before he gets dropped on his back with a vicious powerbomb, and he can't move on for another 5 years. Okay, so give the fans what they truly deserve, and that's Punk and Gunther. Because Punk will work with Gunther all day and night, and some tells me he'll put Gunther over all day because he knows what a true wrestler can do. Okay,
and the other person very quickly you mentioned was Brian Danielson, Daniel Bryan, call it what you like, same person. I don't know if you caught Wrestle Dream. If you did, what are your thoughts about him retiring for now?
Yeah, here's the funny tidbit about this. Believe it or not, when Danielson lost his final full-time match to Mox to lose the AW title to him, believe it or not, when he lost his final match on Monday Night Raw, he lost it to Seth Rollins. When he lost his final WWE match, he lost it to Roman Reigns in the Thunderdome. And ironically, when he lost his final full-time match at AEW, it was to Jon Moxley. So ironically, he lost all of his quote final matches to all three members of the Shield. I find it ironic and all that. It is very thick. So, but honestly, and the weird thing is, he actually requested to have his final full-time match to be Jon Moxley. To be honest, though, I kind of wish it was Swerve Strickland to pull the trigger, but that was his request. If it was just me, it would have been Swerve to do it. Honestly, give the young man the reputation, honestly, because that man deserves it more than anybody else. Dude has been on the upward swing for a while, but now Danielson's going to take a couple months off because he needs neck surgery. He needs neck surgery because his neck's been giving him trouble. He's going to take a couple months off. He's not going to be on a part-time schedule, and hopefully he'll be fully recovered and he'll be doing better.
Hopefully, yeah. So we'll actually begin here with the first segment, which is, let's roll into it quickly. Pull up a table and let's get. I'm going to chat because it is.
All right.
That is right. What's cooking at the table? So just a 2-minute chat. What we've been up to. I've been up to the usual same thing. I go to the gym 2 or 3 times a week, and I go to go to a craft thing, a craft class, craft thing. Yeah. So I made my own wrestling cards. So the card for Halloween Havoc tomorrow night.
Yep, tomorrow night. The NXT annual tradition, but this time it's going to be not at full sale, if I remember correctly. I think they're going to be on the road for Halloween Havoc this year.
Correct, and we'll get into your predictions later on here. But what have you been up to in the last couple of weeks? Anything interesting? Have you been to any baseball games, football games? I'm not a sports fan, just wrestling as you can see. But yes, tell me what you've been up to.
Under the sports world, it has been going on the road on the sports world. Unfortunately, real life has been kind of giving me the T-bone. Has hit me with a T-bone. Unfortunately, my current vehicle situation has took a turn for the worse, and I am now vehicleless because my current car gone up. And unfortunately, I've been stuck at home, watching all the sports and stuff, and keeping up with it. So thankfully, I've been keeping up with it for my stuff, but so it sucks that I can't go check out my baseball games, my football games, and all my other stuff. But I've been keeping up with it, keeping up with it. So it sucks, but it is what it is.
Remind me what state you're from again. Sorry.
Louisiana. Because Louisiana is a sports state. Nonetheless, we love our football, we love our basketball, we love our baseball, and we love our baseball. We love all our sports, and we are a people. We are a group people, and we love hanging out with others. And we don't if we don't get the chance to do that, it sucks. It hurts.
Do you have any indie wrestling around your area? If not, I recommend you go. I go to lots of wrestling, lots of indie wrestling. But
been wanting to actually go check out indie wrestling down here in the South, because I know for a fact that I've heard that we actually have a wrestling school in Louisiana. But I've been wanting to go check out some indie wrestling in Louisiana, because I want to go see what we have in indie wrestling and go check them out as well. Because if I remember correctly, at Wrestle Dream there was a sign that speaks loudly more than anything else. It says #support indie wrestling, and I was like, you know what, that speaks more than anything else, because indie wrestling is basically the foundation of wrestling. Because without indie wrestling wouldn't be here.
Like I said, I've gone to a lot of shows. I'm going to a show tomorrow. I love indie wrestling. Indie wrestling is where it's at. It's cheap. You can be front row. You can see the future of WWE. So people like, hey, well, Danielson's done indie wrestling, but people like Noam Dar on NXT, Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne. The list is endless. But basically, all the UK talent were indie talents, so you never know who's going to be going to WWE. I went to WWE house show last Wednesday, but WWE is cool, but it's expensive. So
Yeah,
I prefer indie shows.
yeah, and thankfully, Louisiana does have some independent wrestling scenes. Two of the ones I found, of course, is Wildcat Wrestling, which is in New Orleans, and the other one is this is based in Plaquemine. It's called Pro Wrestling 225, which is the area code, major area code for Livingston Parish. So, of course, everybody should know in their history, Louisiana is the only state that instead of counties, we call them parishes. Okay, it's a little weird little tidbit, but we've been running with it for years, centuries.
Those are two companies I'm not familiar with. I'm not familiar with many indie companies in over in the States. And I've heard of CZW, I've heard of WXW, as you mentioned earlier. I know that's a German company, but Ring of Honor's, I suppose, indie, isn't it? I suppose. Hey, well, AEW's indie. They're in indie coming in on TV, but
But yeah, safe to say, will be if I ever if they ever do decide to come down to where I'm at in Louisiana, I'm definitely going to be able to see what the tickets, how much of the tickets, and if I get some viable transportation, I'm going to be going there ASAP.
Like I said, highly recommend it. And what I didn't mention earlier is if you do grab yourself a drink, beer, whatever, it can be a beer on this Halloween weekend as we're approaching Halloween, or it can be whatever.
Yeah, always, and as a little warning, when it comes down to All Hallows Eve, please drink responsibly because I have seen too many stories on Halloween night of people having too much of the party stuff and going.
You don't want to be stone cold swimming in beer.
It's not worth it. I don't drink, thankfully. But
when he was in the ring swimming in beer.
I remember. Oh, classic. Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
So let's go to the second segment here. So lights, camera, action. Roll out the red carpet because it is.
Oh, all right.
That is right. Movie talk. So I don't know if you're a movie fan, but I watch 3 a week. So I'll go to the first one I've watched and then go to you. So I've watched Kill 'Em All 2. That's right. Jean-Claude Van Damme at 64 is still making movies.
Wow, shocking! The Van Daminator is still making movies. Still making movies, man. I remember Jean-Claude Van Damme back in the day, man. That dude was is still one of the original ass kickers back in the 80s and 90s.
He does look old now. He looks his age. He's 64 and he looks it. So
Father Time, like I said, Father Time is undefeated for a reason. You know. Yeah, I still remember his movie Bloodsport, where it just showed the underground fight scene and him just whipping ass and taking names with those styles of kicks. It was something else, you know.
So, like I said, I don't know if you're a movie fan, if you watch a lot of movies, but if you have, what movies have you seen lately?
Not much in the sense. I have seen the latest Deadpool movie, fantastic film, which is Deadpool and Wolverine. Fantastic movie. Deadpool and Wolverine. It was a great trilogy and way to end the trilogy. And great way to gave Fox one last fu as he makes the switch over to Disney and Marvel. It was great. I've seen some other films. Not off the top of my head. I remember I've always liked watching the classics. I've always been a classic film aficionado. One of my favorite classic movies of all time is from the 2000s. I've always been an Ocean's fan. I love the Ocean's trilogy, Ocean's 11, 12, and 13. I've been trying to get to watch Ocean's 8, which was the latest one. Latest one. Great. My stepmom had it. I watched it. It was a great film, by the way. It really tied in with the Ocean's franchise. And I'll tell you this much though, I always loved it. I loved watching it. I always loved the little funny bits in between. I always loved the staging of the heist, because you always learn so much about, okay, this is where they're going to go. Let's watch their pattern and see how they can do this and that and the other. It's so fascinating, you know. And also you have to remember, this was the early to mid 2000s as well. You remember how far we have gone technology wise throughout the 2000s as well, you know.
Definitely, yeah. I agree on Deadpool versus Wolverine. Great movie. You had X-Men in it. You had Fantastic Four. You had every superhero you can think of, unless they're DC.
We saw the appearance of Blade, the Daywalker, Wesley Snipes. Man, he aged like wine. Man, he looked great. We had the debut of Gambit. Matthew McConaughey knocked it out of the park. I actually was surprised he could actually do a Cajun accent. And then I realized his dad was from New Orleans. I was like, wait, really? Damn! He actually can do that shit. I was like, yeah, man, nice. And then we actually saw I can't remember her name. She was in Daredevil, and then she had her own movie, and then she got thrown to the wayside. And it was great seeing all those cast-offs now getting her chance. And then I was like pissed off and like, wait, we're gonna have they were talking about making another Blade movie. I was like, yes, we're gonna see another Blade movie. And then take it away. I was like, no, why?
They give it you and then they take it away. So the second movie I've watched is Batista's new one, starring Batista, Andrew McIntyre, The Killer's Game. Good movie. Batista can make anything. Batista can make action movies, comedy, anything, and that's the kind of actor he wants to be.
I've heard about that. Yeah, The Killer's Game. Great. Batista has done the crazy wonderful transition, joined Rocket Cena, of becoming from a former wrestler to an actor, and he's done so well. And the crazy thing is, I've seen in interviews with Batista now, he has been losing weight, and I was like, damn, you look skinny, but no, he's like a little 200 pounds, you know, and it's like, that's impressive, you know, for his age, you know, he's like, for his age, you know.
He looks like one of The Rock's arms.
He does, honestly. But he looks so refined, honestly.
Drew McIntyre is good in it as well. I recommend that movie. And it's Halloween season, so the third and final movie I've watched was Beazle.
Oh yeah. It is spooky season.
It was Beazle was okay. It's about a blind witch that eats people's souls.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. This year in the spooky season, it's been there's been some good spooky movies, and there's been some not so good. Well, to be fair, this year has brought in a lot of spooky stuff coming in outside of October. You know, I mean,
the movie I want to watch that everyone's talking about, Terrifier 3. Apparently, it's very, very gory. So,
gore can only get you so far in the horror genre. If you really want to keep them in, gore is one thing, but you got to really go after the brains. You know.
The first one is really good. Second one is okay. So let's see how the third one is.
Yeah, we'll see how the third one can hang in there. Let's see if it can do well in the trilogy. You know.
From what I've read, apparently people left the cinema and they threw up. It's that bad. So,
that's not good.
But I bet he's not. I bet he's like, is that it?
We'll see what happens. When it hits the theaters. Because
I think it's out already, but I don't watch movies. The only movies that I go to the cinema to watch are The Rock. So next month I'll be going to watch Red 1 and Moana 2.
Oh yeah, Red 1. I've seen trailers of it. I was like, okay, I need to go check that movie out because that looks awesome. The fact that they made The Rock basically this awesome defender. Well, they got to get a dude who's been a massive douchebag to find Santa Claus. It looks ripped. I was like, you made Santa that jacked? I was like, okay, you got my interest. Okay, you got my interest already. And I was like, okay, you got my interest. Now I want to go see it.
And I don't even see the first one, but Moana 2 I'll be going to watch. Otherwise, I watch movies on Netflix or Fire Stick for free. I can watch cinemas.
Amazon Prime has got a good spot for some films as well.
I can watch movies that are in the cinema now on Fire Stick, so why go to pay when I can watch them for free?
Fire is a good Fire is a good spot too. Basically the cinema is starting to go away because of streaming services. The streaming services is becoming a good spot too, you know.
But like I said, I will go to watch Red One and Moana 2 next month. But before we go into the next segment, we are about 8 weeks away from Christmas. Time is going fast. So the ideal gift for anybody under their Christmas tree this Christmas is this right here. That is right. Pro Wrestling Tees Goldmans. As I always say, if you cannot purchase a t-shirt, then at least get the name shared on my social on screen right now. And yes, the ideal gift this Christmas to make your family happy. You don't want a miserable family or friends this on Christmas morning. You want them to be happy, and the only way you can make them happy is Pro Wrestling Tees Goldmans 1. And I forgot to do something here, and that was this. And put up that.
Yeah, and I
forgot to do that.
Yeah, and also if you want to go get that merch, go check out ProWrestlingTees.com. Yeah.
So yes, let's hook up. We've made our entrances. The ring announcers made the announcements, and the ring is ready for this right here. Give me 1 second. It is ready for.
It is now time for wrestling.
That is right. Wrestling Roundup. As always, I will start with the company that's all elite, AEW. I do not watch AEW except for the pay-per-views, so I just run through the results. So I give my rating. Now, how I rate shows is from bronze to platinum. There's not been a platinum show so far this year, but I'll do bronze minus, bronze plus. So I'll give my rating, and then you can get an idea. So,
all right, let's see it.
So Collision. This is last week's Collision. Oi. Take a breath. 10 matches. So their pay-per-views are just an extension of Collision. Anyway, take a deep breath. Here we go. Ricochet knocks off AR Fox. Chris Statlander over Carly Cameron. Daniel Garcia and the Private Party defeated Premier Athletes. Bulk Bronson lost Orange Cassidy. Brooke Havoc took the L to Jamie Hayter. Kyle Fletcher over Atlantis Jr. House of Black beat Alphazo, Chris Nasty, and Omumide. These names, how are these names going to pull in any rating? Root and the Beast Mortis defeated the Outrunners, and Blackpool Combat Club got the 1, 2, 3 in Action, Andretti, and Top Flight. So it sounds a mess. I'll say a bronze. And, what's your rating for Collision? And anything to add there that I might have missed?
Look, Collision. Honestly, I still don't understand why AEW has 3 shows instead of just 2. Because honestly, all they're doing is just diluting the product because they got too much roster space as it is. All it is I said this to my buddy Trey. This is nothing more than TK playing with his toys, okay? Because now you got the AEW roster and the ROH roster, and you got with Dynamite, but you got Rampage, you got Collision, you got ROH, and then you got the pay-per-views. This is not working. I'm not only give it a bronze, I'm giving it a bronze minus. This Collision sucks. Okay, okay, it stinks. It stinks. I can't stand the smell. Get it out of here. Okay.
I see. I've said it before, and I'll say it again here. I've said it before on here. So you've got something like Swerve Strickland. You mentioned Swerve Strickland earlier. If you've got Swerve Strickland on all three shows, how is he a draw? If he can be on any random show, any Dynamite, any Collision, any Rampage, why am I tuning in to watch him on Dynamite when I know he's going to be on Rampage? That's like having Reigns on main event.
Poll. Why you got him going every single week? You know?
That's like having Reigns on. And for those that check the main event results, I'm probably in the minority that checks the main event results, but that's like having Reigns on the opening match of main event. That really devalues him.
Yeah, seriously.
Anyway,
all you're doing is just
so he's closed his show. Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah, all you're doing is just pouring water in.
So we say that again. Sorry, my apologies.
Yeah, go ahead on Dynamite. What's going on with Dynamite?
So Shelton Benjamin continues racking up those wins as he defeated Sammy Guevara, Brian Cage, and Lance Archer. Brian Cage, who just won the Ring of Honor TV title, to beat two jobbers. That's what AEW thinks of Brian Cage. Chris Jericho is your new Ring of Honor World Champion in a ladder match. Oi.
ROH is dead.
House of Black beat Jaden Monroe.
You can't change my mind. ROH is dying.
Definitely, yeah. And Chris Jericho being the champion does nothing for them.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so what's after that? What's next on the card? What was next on the results?
House of Black over Jaden Monroe, Kevin Coer, and Pirata D. Lee Muir. I can't even pronounce the name. And I'm not even going to bother pronouncing the name because no one cares. Camille lost to Queen Amanita lost to Camille. Queen Amanita lost to Sasha Banks, same money last week, and now you were meant to believe she was going to beat Camille. She didn't. What a shocker. And Daniel Garcia and the Private Party with another win here, and they beat the Elite. It was on IDQ, but they beat them.
It
runs plus.
I'm just putting that as a bronze because it was an okay-ish Dynamite. Like all you're doing is just rehashing some storylines and trying to push into new ones. But all you're doing is just
not good, is it?
All you're doing is just no, because this is bad.
Really,
So, all right, I'm gonna have to do this. I do apologize. I think my connection's getting me that bad. I gotta have to shut down the camera. No.
Oh, right. My Wi-Fi went off just for a second there. Sorry about that. I apologize. My apologies. And the third and final AEW show is the show they have on Fridays just after SmackDown, and that is Rampage. Undisputed Kingdom in a triple threat match beat Shane Taylor Promotions and Gates of Agony. Okay. Anna Jay did the same to Layla Gray. Beef lost. See, the Beast Mortis is getting a good push. I will give them that. See, AEW do good things, but these good things are very few and far between, and just the tiny little things in a world of bad. So the good things that they do are very much overlooked.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Most
the Beast Mortars defeated Beef, and Ricochet continued to rack up those wins. This time it was against Nick Wayne. Ugh, Ron's minus, dude. Awful. AEW's awful.
Look, it's getting that bad, honestly. It's sad, honestly, because they were riding high, and now it's just getting sad. You know, it's sad, honestly, and honestly, they only have themselves to blame. You know, when you cater to one audience, all you're doing is just isolating yourself. You know, and now look what's happening. You're becoming what WCW was back in the 2000s, and now you're shooting yourself in the foot. You know.
But let's get to the good wrestling company. Well, Raw wasn't so good, but let's get to the first show of the week on Monday nights. It is Raw. So we have Seth Rollins come on out. He called out Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed came out, got stopped by security. You're now going to win a match at Crown Jewel. Okay?
Yeah.
This would easily main event to Raw. If this main evented Raw, probably not next. If it main evented Raw next week, I'd say, well, why is that not on pay-per-view? If it main evented Raw the week after, I would be like, oh, okay. It's not really a pay-per-view match, but it is what it is. Your thoughts?
Look, here's the thing. The way how it started was very impressive. The fact that you see Bronson Reed coming down, and then you see Seth Rollins coming out of nowhere, it just jumped the man. And Seth Rollins this was not Seth freaking Rollins. This is pissed off visionary Rollins coming out. He wasn't dancing or anything. He was pissed off. He said, "Cut the freaking music." He was like, "I had enough of this. You want to make a name off of me? Get your ass to the ring." I was like, "Oh shit, it's on." Okay, it's on. I was like, okay, this is good. And then you're seeing Big Bronson Reed. I know I'm not seeing Big Bronson Reed. I'm seeing Jonah right now, because this ain't Bronson Reed right here. This is Jonah. Okay, it is full. Okay, and what we're seeing here is this is a good way to help push Jonah to what he can be. Okay, Bronson Reed to what he can be. This is what we want to see out of Bronson Reed. Just this unstoppable giant of a man who could do insane stuff over here. This is basically the rebirth of Bam Bam Bigelow. God rest his soul. You know. So
definitely, yeah. He moves like Bam Bam Bigelow. He wears the same gear as Bam Bam Bigelow. So yeah, definitely, great take there.
Yeah. So it's going to be on a pay-per-view in Jeddah, and sure, I would love to see it as a main event on Raw. But hey, I'll take what I can get. You know, it's not sure. Make lemonade out of lemons. You know.
So we'll cover why Lillian Garcia is back in the news and headline segment, but she's back. Lillian Garcia is back, making a lot of botches, but it is what it is. So yeah, cool to see Lillian Garcia back. First match of the night, so New Day take on AOP. New Day with the win, surprising. So last week, Kofi lost to Braun, and this week, he's winning. 50-50. 50-50 booking is the worst. You then have the Wyatts attack. Final Testament. Okay. So your thoughts on Lillian Garcia coming back and New Day beating AOP?
What? Okay, for Lillian Garcia to come back, that is awesome to see. Arguably one of the best ring announcers to come back. Sure, she has some botches, but I want everybody to get off her. Okay, she's been out of WWE for a good long while. She's been dealing with her stuff with MMA and all that stuff. So give her some time. Give her a bit to help get her mojo back. Let her understand the new roster members and all that stuff, and then she'll be back in her groove and everything will be good. But the match itself with the New Day and AOP, good match, and helped continue the storyline with the AOP and with the Final Testament of them. But adding the Wyatt 6, I like that. You know, I like that. It shows that the Final Testament is the only one that can play mind games as well, considering the fact that Uncle Howdy was going after Kofi Kingston, but But Paul Ellering pulled a save on that one.
It was a Miz he was going after. He was going after the Miz, and then
and I'm confused. Yeah, Paul Ellering made the save. So there's a lot of mixed. So there's a lot of mixed signals there.
Apparently that's the write-off for Paul Ellering's off TV. Apparently he might be done. So. But we'll move along to the next one here, which was Damage Control taking on Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Damage Control, the DQ win here. They seem to be, and they're all, well, Damage Control are everywhere. They were on NXT, they were on SmackDown. Damage Control is the only real tag team, or anybody that's got any sort of story, that's got any sort of direction, that actually gets pushed.
Yeah.
They are 50-50, but they look good 50-50, if that makes sense.
Basically.
But your thoughts of Damage Control for the DQ win?
Something tells me that we're going to be seeing Damage Control definitely going to be getting a shot back at the tag team titles down the road. But yeah, seeing them in this 50-50 role is kind of a toss up in of itself. But seeing them as one of the true legit tag teams in this company is kind of a blessing and a curse in of itself, because it feels like sure there's got to be some more tag teams in the women's division, but I feel like that's kind of like and we're kind of forgetting that we got some more women's. We got the roster in the women's division is a little bit more stacked than we think.
I suppose you've got Liv, Rhea, Damage Control. That's it. Ugh. Everyone else 50-50 are on main events.
Yeah.
Speaking of 50-50, Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. Rey Mysterio for a Hall of Famer is very 50-50. But they got the win. They defeated American Made, and they now go on with the New Day and War Raiders to a triple threat match next week. I'm going to say War Raiders win that. New Day don't need the win. Rey Mysterio or Dragon Lee. Okay, the New Day could get pinned to protect Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio. But your thoughts on Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee advancing?
Honestly, this is actually a good thing because it's helping Dragon Lee continue his thing, continue his run in the main roster, and it's helping him also learn more under the tree of Rey Mysterio. Because with this going, he can actually do so much more with Rey, because Rey is a great mentor to learn to nurture and learn with in pro wrestling. Because like you said, Hall of Famer, one of the greats in Lucha Libre, helped bring Lucha Libre into the mainstream media in North America. From his time in WCW and here, so safe to say it's a good win for Rey and Dragon.
But lost a hell of a lot. Like he went to the Hall of Fame, and what's he actually won since? Nothing really. Anyway, we're straight into our main event on Raw. So Bron Breakker, your new two-time IC champion, taking the title away from Jey Uso. So Jey Uso had a 3-week title reign. I get it's all part of a bigger picture, but I don't. Bron to me is very generic. Generic theme. He's okay in the ring, and he's not a good heel. He will say on the microphone, or any dogs barking, that's a heel tactic. That's a face tactic. That's what a face would do. If Cody did that, Cody's not going to say any dogs barking, but it's a face move. He's not good on the microphone. He's not good. He's okay in the ring, and generic theme. So for me, bad idea, but I get why it happened. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm in that same boat as well. I'm pissed that that Jey Uso got put in that situation of being a transitional champion, but it is what it is. It is what it is. We're stuck in a bigger picture that is Bloodline Civil War. But Braun, I'm still not getting used to Braun Breaker. I'll always be calling him as Braun Steiner because of his family heritage. But to be honest, I feel like you could do. I feel like there's so much more you could do with him. Like if you could just change his theme, considering the fact that we can now say that Death Rebel is no longer going to be the music company for WWE. Thank you, God. Maybe we can give him an updated theme, something that actually can work with the badass. Actually can help him out a lot more, and maybe that help him more mold him, help him more in the future. Maybe can help him out not only for as a face and a heel, and make him move more in the future because he's still getting there. He's still young. Remember, he's still young in the gun. So hopefully we'll see him become better down the road.
I think his NXT theme was good, but I don't know. I don't see why they changed it. His theme is just so bad, so generic. Because if Akira Tozawa, for example, came out to that theme, I wouldn't think, oh no, it should be on Braun. It's just so generic. Just ugh.
Death Rebel, man. Duff said, blame Death Rebel. Ugh.
And it's even worse hearing it live. I went to WWE Live, house show, call it what you like, last Wednesday, and it's even worse hearing it live. It's just awful. Anyway, rating for Raw. Bronze minus. It wasn't a good Raw at all.
I would call it a mid Raw. I wouldn't give it a bronze Midas. I would give it maybe just a bronze. That's it. I can't go any higher. It was mid. It was middle of the pack.
I think they're going to throw everything they're going to do at fans until January, and then they can get back to being 3 hours and they get back more in a groove and get back to actually storytelling rather than just throw all this on the show. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We don't care. We're on Netflix in 2 months, so who cares?
We'll see what. We'll see what happens because remember they're still trying to work out the kinks.
So let's go right into the Tuesday night show of NXT. Damage Control again. With a DQ win again, this time again, Metaphor's last legend, Jakara Jackson. I've heard a few people complaining, but I like the match, and I like that you're protecting Damage Control. Sorry, you're protecting Metaphor, but Damage Control got the win. A DQ win is still a win. So your thoughts on this?
I agree. This was a good match. Honestly, it helped out both Damage Control and the ladies of Metaphor, and you protected them both on both sides of the coin with that DQ interference, and you gave the fans at Full Sail a good smile to start off the festivities on NXT, which is now on the CW because it's on the CW. Instead of being on USA because SmackDown's going to make the transition is now made the transition to the USA Network. So if anything, this was a good way to kick off the show. Which is the go home, kick off the go home show.
Two things there. You mentioned you said Full Sail. It's at the Performance Center, but I get what you're saying, and it's only for all SmackDown, NXT, Raw, everything is on Netflix next year. I suppose. I think.
No.
Netflix for you guys, but
no, you got it backwards. Raw's only going to be on Netflix. SmackDown's going to be on USA, and NXT is going to be on the CW network.
For us, everything. Starting January 1st, everything. Raw, SmackDown.
Okay, so it's all of you. So everything's going to be on Netflix in the UK. Okay.
Internationally, so in Europe, UK, to other countries, France, Germany. I don't know what countries are in Europe, so.
Okay, that actually helps me out a lot more. Thank you.
And they have a replica European Championship just off. I don't know if you can see it there.
Yeah,
but I don't know the
I
countries in Europe. But so I presume that'll be the same for you over there. They'll soon transition everything onto Netflix. I presume that's the plan.
We'll see.
Let's roll with more women's action. Jada Parker got the 1, 2, 3 on Tatum Paxley. I'll do the second match as well and get your thoughts on both matches. Obafemi building momentum heading into Halloween Havocs this Sunday, tomorrow night. Against Luca Cristofino. Okay, yeah, cool. I like Jada Parker and I like Obafemi. So that's my thoughts on those two matches. Your thoughts?
Jada Parker getting a big win. It'll help him. It'll help her out. In the rank, moving up in the women's division. Possibly down the line, getting a shot at the women's title. Maybe, who knows? Maybe getting a shot at the NXT North America title. Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to see. But Obafemi getting much needed momentum for his big time matchup against the Don in the rematch for the North America title in tables, ladders, and screams at Halloween Havoc. I love the puns there. So safe to say it was good matches for both sides. It helped Jada Parker get some much needed momentum in the women's division and helped Obafemi stay strong. It helps Obafemi show that he is still the ruler of NXT, even though he lost the belt to the Don at the pay-per-view. So safe to say, the Don is going to have some tough. Is going to have to bring out his S game to try to take down the Nigerian giant, or should I say the Nigerian beast, at the pay-per-view.
Tony lost it on a random NXT. It was the second week. It was in St. Louis. Where Orton's from? St. Louis.
Yeah.
I think. And then the rematch is at pay-per-view.
Yeah, you're right.
And I think with Obafemi, they've done what they've done with Damian Priest. So Priest lost the title at SummerSlam, but you don't really notice he's not got the title because he's been pushed without it. I think the same with Obafemi. Talking of Halloween Havoc, it will be in an ambulance match. Ridge Holland, Andre Chase. Okay. Ethan Page came out, hyped up the match for this Sunday. Sorry, I keep forgetting the day. And then Trick Williams did. So I'll get your thoughts on that, and then also the match after, which was Sol Ruka getting the 1-2-3 pinfall on Common Petrovic. Sol Ruka's getting a good push. So your thoughts on that match and the promo thing?
Okay, first off, the promo for the ambulance match at the pay-per-view between Ridge and I forgot his name. Forgive me.
Andre Chase.
Andre Chase, the returning Andre Chase. Honestly, it's a good hype up for an ambulance match. We haven't had a good ambulance match in a couple of years. And honestly, this is a good way to hype it up. It's giving me vibes of 2003, with Shane and Kane, the first ever ambulance match at Survivor Series in Dallas. With a little bit of and I like that. It's just two guys who got unrelenting hate on each other. One guy who thought he trusted him, but then he got dropped on his head by the other. The other he's just showing that he is who he is, and that is just a brute who just wants to cause pain, And his first victims is, of course, Chase University, the group who actually brought him in and try to show him that he doesn't have to be who he is. And it's a good way to promote the match. And it's safe to say at the pay-per-view, those two are going to wreak havoc on each other. No pun intended. And then you got the main events, the hype up for the main events, which is basically a Devil's Playground match for the NXT title. Ethan Page will say that Ethan Page put out this whole charade saying, "I'm a father, I'm a husband, And I could be all these things, but I could also be the devil himself. And you can't be that because you're too nice and all that stuff. And yada, 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 yada. Okay. And then Trick Williams, 2-time Trick, coming out and telling him that I can be, I will be, and at the pay-per-view, I will be whipping that ass all night long in the Devil's Playground. And I love the imagery of itself. Trick Williams wearing all white, symbolizing hope, goodness, and all that stuff, heaven itself, and of course Ethan wearing the devil's suit, black with red and all that stuff, showing that he will go to hell itself to capture back the NXT title. It's kind of a good symbolism in of itself. So it's safe to say those two are literally going to go to hell and back in the Devil's Playground to see who walks out the NXT title. And then you got the next match. Sol Ruca making a return to NXT after taking an excursion to TNA, part of the NXT talent exchange. Getting a good win and showing that she still can be, still got some momentum, some heat, some fire underneath her. Possibly moving up the rankings, maybe having a chance to maybe going out to the newly minted NXT Women's North America title, or maybe having a chance to go after Roxanne Perez in the Women's Championship. Honestly, she's still one of the hottest young talents in NXT, and honestly, she deserves to be Women's Champion because that girl has talent for days, and she's very, very, very. She almost got the fans eating out of the palm of her hand. Honestly, I feel like the second she has that, she's going to the moon.
Definitely. And then your final two matches for the men's, you got two tag team matches. So first the men's, Hank and Tank, Hank Walker, Tank Ledger, put away OTM. Cole Custer at ringside. You'll probably know who Cole Custer is. I have no idea. I will say that Hank and Tank are getting a good push. I think it's cool bringing Cole Custer ring, and it brings in the NASCAR fans into WWE. I suppose it's a hope. And your women's tag team match was Julia and Stephanie Fakir pinning and beating Fatal Influence. No shocker there. They'll build the momentum for the pay-per-view tomorrow night. Then you had Zaria or Delta. I know very little about Delta other than the name. That's it. She came out, and you've also got for tomorrow night, Kalani Jordan defending against, I presume, JT Jane, because she spun the wheel. But if it's a handicap match, that wouldn't shock me either. So, am I rating for NXT silver? So your thoughts on all of that? So they're both tag team matches, Zaria's debut, the match made, and the rating.
Okay, the tag team matches were good. The men's tag team match, again, it proved that, again, gives strong showing to Hank and Tank, showing that they can be just brutes in the tag team division. And it helps out that NASCAR audience, because the NASCAR is just on the tail end of the season. They're just getting ready to start the playoffs. So it's going to help them bring them in for the WWE fans, and it's going to help them out in the long run. And no disrespect to OTM. Sure, they got they bit the bullet with those brutes, but they held them out in the end by going very strong on them. But unfortunately, Hank and Tank came out in the end. Then you got the main event with the main event. Very great matchup on there, showing women's tag team wrestling. It's still got some fire in it. Fatal Influence came down, took the bullet, but it helped out with JC Jane, because who we believe is going after the NXT Women's North America title, because she did spin the wheel. We didn't know where it landed on, but something tells me it could be a handicap match, could be no disqualification. We don't know for sure, but something tells me it's going to be no DQ, and she's challenging Kalani Jordan for the North America title at the pay-per-view. And then we saw the debut of Zaria, or whatever her name is, because they just want to change her name yet, whatever. And she made her official debut. We don't know when to make her debut, but she's going to be coming at Halloween at the pay-per-view. Honestly, a very strong ending for NXT. Helps them out. It's going to help them out, bringing in more viewers for the pay-per-view tomorrow night. I had to agree on the rating. It is a very good silver. It was a very good episode, go home edition of NXT. And it's safe to say they're going to get a lot more viewers tuning in for the pay-per-view this Sunday for Halloween Havoc.
Now, if the plan is for Zaria to go after and beat Roxanne Perez, I think that's a really bad idea because I think she's a very much unknown. I don't know who she is. I know Julie Reyes. I've heard of
I feel like
sorry.
I have to agree. Throwing Zaria that deep into the fire, no. If anything, with Zaria, don't go that far in because not much is known about her. Like, yeah, she's an international talent, but not a lot of people has access to where she was wrestling at internationally, whether it's Mexico or Japan or any other spot or in Europe or any other spots. Not a lot of people has that access, no matter how good the World Wide Web has been. So I suggest start slow, work her way up in the mid cards. Capture the Women's North America title a few times, then put her in the main event scene after a good time getting her some seasoning on her. Then let her go after the women's title. Okay, start slow and work your way up. Don't just immediately shove her into the main event scene and see where she goes. Don't put the rocket, don't put the jetpack on her, not yet, unless she's got instructions.
That's what I think they're going to do with her. But as I was saying, Julia, I know of. I've seen Julia's work thanks to YouTube. Stephanie Vickers, I know of. She lost the title to the second, so not the TBS women's title, the second title that Mercedes Moné has. Stephanie lost.
Yeah.
Mercedes Moné beat Stephanie Vickers for that title.
Yeah, the New Japan.
So I know of Stephanie Vickers, but Zaria, Delta, call her what you like. I still don't know who she is.
Yeah, no offense to her. It's just that unfortunately a lot of us don't have that information. Like with Julia, we know her because of her time at CMLL. We've seen her in CMLL in Japan because of the internet. With the other person, we know of it because of New Japan. She's a former New Japan Strong Women's Champion. Okay, New Japan Strong is easy to come by on the interwebs because of their YouTube channel. So we know about her. We don't know about Delta or Zaria. Okay, we don't have that much information. Okay, so we're basically coming in literally blind. Okay, we can't just go like, oh, she's cool. We could like her. No, we need more information. Okay, and if we don't have that information, we're not going to like her. And if we don't like her off the jump, push character gone, career gone for the most part.
Definitely. So we'll go very fast to the next show. I don't know if you watch Speed on it. I don't know if you've got X, Twitter, call it what you like.
I have X, but I haven't been keeping up with Speed because, I've been doing with other stuff. So, so let's get through Speed fast.
So Braun Breaker, very quickly in 1 minute, plow through Cruz del Toro. Okay, well, that's what Speed is all about. Bronze, you're rating for Speed.
Yeah, bronze. Speed is just them taking advantage of the social media. They're just social media is just an untapped market, and they're just running with it.
So let's get to the Friday Night Delight, the Friday night show of Smacky D's SmackDown, Lena SmackDown. So we have the Viper Randy Orton come on out. He called out Triple H. And now you've got Randy Orton, Kevin Owens at Crown Jewel. So Owens is okay, I'm kind of giving my predictions away here, and I do my predictions on my watch along. But if Orton wins this, I'd be shocked. Let me just put it that way. He's not won a match on pay-per-view all year, which isn't good. Yeah. So your thoughts on the match made and the opening segments?
Honestly, it's a good opening for SmackDown. It's Orton saying, "I want Kevin Owens, no matter how banged up I am." It's Triple H showing his executive decision. Not just it's him coming out not just as the CEO of the company, but as a friend, telling him, "Don't. I care about you. Okay, you just got back from lower back surgery. I care about you. You're in your 40s. You got a wife. You got kids. I can't, and I don't want you to be in a wheelchair for your daughter, okay? And Orton's saying, I don't give a fuck. Give me Orton. Give me Owens. And we're like, are you sure? I'm like, yes. And we're like, fine. You'll have him at Crown Jewel, but I do not want any part of this. Okay? He got his match, and safe to say, something tells me WWE are wiping their hands of this. Okay? Wiping their hands of this, and they're going to turn him loose. In Jeddah. You know what I'm saying?
Hopefully, and then I think he'll beat, like I said, giving my predictions away, but I think he'll beat Orton, which will mean nothing, but whatever. On to the first piece of action, the first match of the night. Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, special guest referee, LA Knight. 1-on-1. So you've now got another match made for Crown Jewel. Crown Jewel actually shaping up to be something cool. You've currently got 7 matches made, and apparently a match is going to get made on Raw with Rhea. So if so, that's 8 matches for a pay-per-view. Usually you get 5. Anyway,
that's tough. But that's just them getting more of that Saudi money.
So it's LA Knight, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade for the US title. Big match for Carmelo Hayes and Andrade there really as well. So I'll get your thoughts on that in a second. But also the next match was Naomi, Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae, good showing. She didn't look bad in defeat. Yeah, they're actually pushing Candice LeRae, the women's speed champion. Okay. Your thoughts on that women's match and Carmelo and the Carmelo Andrade match?
I'll say this though, the Carmelo Andrade match helped them out a lot because it helped showcase Carmelo as an up-and-coming star and helped Andrade El Idolo. I will still call him that because he is deserving of that. In the mid-card stream, and it helped them out in the end because they're going to both getting a shot at LA Knight's United States heavyweight title in Jeddah in a triple threat match. Honestly, that could be the match that steals the show because those three men are hungry. They're hungry. They both want a shot in the spotlight. So safe to say, you got the brash champion. You got the experienced journeyman in Andrade, and you got the young hungry young gun in Carmelo. Safe to say those three, they might steal the show. Steal the show for the United States title. And honestly, everybody and their mother, myself included, can't wait for that match. The women's match, honestly, even though she bit the bullet, I agree. It helped her out in the end because she put up a great matchup against Naomi. Naomi helped her out as well. Helped her out in that matchup. It helped push the women's division for speed as she's the current women's champion for speed. So safe to say the pint-sized poison or the pint-sized pixie, depending on who you ask, it helped out for her career. Honestly, helped push up some stock on her. So I'm impressed with both matches.
You then out everybody's favorite, not my favorite at all, because I just don't get the hype. He's had a very weak title reign, but Cody Rhodes, who pandered to the crowd. Okay. So Cody Rhodes came out, Gunther came out, and then Cody pandered to the crowd by saying, "You didn't get to whoa." Who cares? Who cares that the fans didn't get to whoa? Anyway,
I don't get it, but
Cody attacks Gunther. Randy Orton makes a save. Okay, so I'll get your thoughts on that in a second. And also another match made for Crown Jewel. Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill versus Tammy Control versus Chelsea Green and Papi Niven versus Metaphor, the women's tag team title. Metaphor getting a title shot on pay-per-view. Take my money, as they say. Okay, so your thoughts on that match made and Cody Rhodes Gunther?
Okay, the segment, honestly, short, sweet, to the point. No hype needed. All it needed was just some more fuel to the fire for this brand fight this brand rivalry fight at Crown Jewel for this get a championship that's possibly worth like tens of thousands of dollars or pounds, depending on who you ask, because it's got real diamonds and emeralds and all that stuff They got to carry it in a suitcase. It's got the white glove treatment and all that. So I'm fine with that. But the match made for the pay-per-view for the women's tag titles, 4 teams fighting it out, 3 challengers, 1 champion. Honestly, this is going to help out a lot for the women's tag team division. You got 3 hungry challengers wanting a shot at the tag team titles. One of the former champions in their own right. Honestly, this is going to help them out in the long run for the women's division because this is going to be great to see those 4 teams just going to town on each other for the women's tag team titles. So I can't wait to see that matchup in Jeddah.
You then had the Motor City Machine Guns pulling double duty. First of all, they went over DIY. I don't think DIY looked bad in defeat. You then had the Bloodline coming out. Solo said, so DIY bit. So, yeah, Motor City Machine Guns basically said anytime, anywhere. Solo said right now. They got the match right now. And they are new tag team champions. They've come straight in to the title picture and won the tag team titles. What a debut. Yeah, cool. Now, the bigger story of all of this is the Usos have reunited. That's the biggest story of it all. And by rating, good SmackDown. I'll say a good Silver Plus. So, your thoughts on Rotated Machine Guns, the Usos reuniting, and the rating?
I'm going to say this now. For people saying, oh, the Motor City Machine Guns get pushed too fast, too soon. You probably have been sleeping under a rock and not seen the Motor City Machine Guns resume in wrestling. They're 3-time TNA tag team champions, former New Japan Junior tag team champions. They're both former TNA World Heavyweight Champions in their own rights. Okay, they basically revolutionized tag team wrestling in the modern era in TNA. Okay, they have the right to be jumped into the head of the line in the tag team division, and their matchup with DIY fit the bill. Okay, everybody and their mother wanted to see that match, and they got that. Okay, and guess what? It lived up to the hype. And I was a little miffed that they threw them immediately into that matchup that quick. They should have waited till next week, but you know what? That's fine. Okay, they put up a good match, and it still showed how at the moment the Machine Guns can do to work. And guess what? They got the match. They got the win, and it also helped out with the Bloodline Civil War storyline. We got the Usos back together, and what people did not realize is that after the show, a little bit of a bonus thing because social media is a thing. We saw them and Roman Reigns put up the acknowledge. Yeah, the OG Bloodline is back in business. So safe to say that Civil War is becoming hotter and heavier. So safe to say Solo is going to be in big trouble. Heading into November. Okay. So my rating, I have to agree. I agree with Silver Plus, but for me, I have to go a little bit high. I'm going to say Gold minus because this SmackDown was a very good SmackDown. It's a good way to pave the road for Crown Jewel and heading into November for Survivor Series in Vancouver. It's going to be a great road to Survivor Series and another edition of the War Games. You know?
And to finish off WWE, I don't know if you watch it, but Level Up. So quickly, if you don't watch it, I'll very quickly go through the matches.
I haven't keep it up with me, so let's run them quick.
Mark Coffey defeated Dion Lennox. Gallus really are just there. I don't think WWE know what to do with Gallus. Izzy Dane knocked off Kyrie Mayfield, and I've lost my notes, but I do remember the match. Dante Chen and Drake Moreau over Cale Dixon and somebody else, Uriah Connors. I like fresh action. I like people getting a push. I'll say a silver. Your rating?
I'll give it a silver. NXT Level Up is a good way to help the young guns get their name out, and if they do good, it'll help them get the push up to the NXT brand. So it's a good way to help get the young stars get their much needed just due. You know.
So before I get your predictions on Halloween Havoc and Crown Jewel, I will play one more ad. So I'll play this and then get your predictions. So people want to only 4 away from 390, so do like and subscribe and me, follow me, do all of that, and here's the information that you need.
To never miss a second, never miss an upload, never miss anything I do, and never miss when I go live doing watch parties and my brand new podcast live Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. The Reigning Rock Podcast. Add me on Facebook, Ricky J. Pate. Whilst there, search on Facebook WWA World Wrestling Alliance. Follow me on X at Ricky Goldmans. Head over to Pro Wrestling Tees and search Goldmans1 and head over to my YouTube channel. Search, like, and subscribe to the People's Wrestling Channel. That once again, the People's Wrestling Channel.
That is right. You heard there that my podcast is at Wednesdays. It isn't. That's a mistake. It is weekends, as happening right here, right now, live for all of you. So yes, my socials on screen right now. Do as it says, like and subscribe. Check out all my socials. And let's get into some predictions. I do my predictions on my watch party. So you want to find out my predictions for Halloween Havoc? Check out my watch party tomorrow. But I will get Jacob's right now. So as we go to first, this. So NXT, so I'll give about a minute just to say about the card. The card is okay. You've got 5 matches. All of them could easily be on a random NXT, but okay. But we've got Sue. Let's go to this one. So I presume it'll be JT Jane, or whoever it is, we'll go with JT Jane. Kalani Jordan versus JT Jane in a Spinner's Choice match for the Women's North American Championship. Your prediction, Jacob. Who walked? So I want to add something here. You can now challenge me for this. So obviously I'm not going to be sending you this because that costs money. But after this weekend, you could become prediction champions. So let's wait and see. But your predictions for this one.
All right, let's start it off. So, Kalani Jordan, JC Jane. The story has been simple enough. JC Jane just being who she is, just a jealous little spiked little bitch, saying that I should be North American champion, not you. And she just been a little snooty little mean girl, just saying shit and not saying it to the girl, saying it to the champ, and now she's gonna get her chance. And honestly, this match could go just depending on what the wheel says. If it's going no DQ or 2-on-1 handicap match, safe to say JC Jane's going to walk out with that title. If it goes any other way, Kalani's going to leave with that belt. So my way is going to go. My prediction is going the way of the wheel. Whatever it lands on is going to lean heavily on either the champion or the challenger. Okay.
So who are you picking then?
All right. So if it goes no DQ, I'm saying JC Jane. I'm going to go with JC Jane. JC Jane's going to be leaving Halloween Havoc as the new Women's North American champion.
So in the ambulance match, we've got Andre Chase battling Ridge Holland.
Much as I would love to see Andre Chase get his comeuppance, get his just due against Ridge Holland. Unfortunately, Ridge Holland is just too much of a beast for even the leader of the dean of Chase U to handle. And Ridge Holland is going to drop him on his head again and just chuck him in the ambulance and slam the door shut. It's going to be Ridge Holland's night on Hallows Eve.
I mean, excuse me, I'm getting blown up just talking. It will need tag team action. Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade takes on Julia and Stephanie Vaquer. Who's the tag team you've got in this one?
It's the battle of the friends, basically. You got two people who know each other all too well. You got two teams who know each other. Cora Jade knows Roxanne Perez all too well, and knows Roxanne Perez as friends. Julia knows Julia and Vaquer know each other. But unfortunately for Julia and Vaquer, Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez is going to come out with the W because unfortunately I have not seen Steph Vaquer that much in WWE. Same with Julia, and Cora Jade and Perez know each other so much so they have had matches against each other for the NXT for the Women's Championship. Okay, sure. Cora Jade has been on the shelf for a good bit, but Perez and Jade have been tag team partners, tag team champions even. So safe to say, Perez and Cora Jade is going to be walking out with the W on Halloween on tomorrow night.
Okay, that's interesting. That could decide who walks out predictions champion tomorrow night. Because
all right, well,
maybe we'll go. I'm not going to give my predictions away here, but maybe I'll go the other way. Maybe I won't. People have to tune in tomorrow night and wait and see. But for the men's North American Championship in a TLC, that's what it basically is. Tables, ladders and scares, TLC match. Tony D'Angelo defends against Obafemi. Do we get a new champion here, or does Tony D'Angelo retain?
Here's the thing, though. As much as how strong of a beast Obafemi is, this is a match that's not going to suit him. Even though it's called a tables, ladders, and scares match, it is still a TLC match. This is a match that's going to suit Tony D'Angelo because he's going to be able to use those tables, those ladders, and those chairs to his full advantage, and anything else that he can pick up and just wail on the former ruler of NXT, and he's going to climb that ladder and retain the North American Championship and prove that he is truly the Don of NXT.
And we go into your main event, which is basically a no DQ match, hardcore match, call it what you like. The Devil's Playground match for the men's NXT Championship. Trick Williams, Ethan Page. Your pick is.
This is going to be a tough one, but something tells me this might be Trick Willie's last night in NXT because something tells me he's going to get bumped up to the main roster. And it's going to be on Ethan Page's time. And some tells me it's always the devil you don't know you got to worry about. And it's going to be Ethan Page that's going to be walking out as two-time NXT champion. We're going to have to literally grin and bear with that smirk smile of Ethan Page one more time in NXT.
Interesting. So let's go to the second pay-per-view that's coming up, and that is, again, I'll give a quick preview, so let me play this. So next week's Crown Jewel actually looks like a good card outside of the two title matches, well, two main title matches. Actually looks like a good card. So, take a breath. 7 matches made here. Probably another match made to come on Raw, but obviously that's not been made yet, so we can't predict that. So, let's go to this one. So, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill takes on Chelsea Green, and Piper Niven taking on Beta 4, taking on Damage Control for the Women's Tag Team titles.
You got 4 of the 4 tag teams. 4 of them are on the hot foot in the women's tag team division. Three of them wanted that women's tag team titles. One of them wanted to get it back. The other trying to keep that title, keep the titles for themselves. Honestly, you can make a claim for any of these teams to walk out of Jeddah still women's tag team with the women's tag team titles. Honestly, I think in my heart of hearts, and I'm saying this now, no disrespect to Bianca Belair, no disrespect to Jade Cargill, no disrespect to Meta Ford, no disrespect to Piper Niven, fuck Chelsea Green, that Karen ass bitch. But I suspect that due to the fact that they've been tag teams just a little bit longer than the other 3, and the fact that they've been working together not only in WWE but in Japan as well, I'm saying that the team that Damage Control, the team of Kairi Sane and Io Sky are going to walk out of Jeddah the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions.
Interesting. I'm probably going to go another way there, so that's separates us again. Let's go to another title match. Let's go to this one. LA Knight, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade for the US Championship. Do you see any champion here? If so, who? Or does LA Knight keep the gold?
As much as I would love to see Carmelo Hayes or Andrade win the United States Championship of LA Knight, I don't see it happening. LA Knight is still just getting started with that championship match after winning the title from a dumbass in Logan Paul in Cleveland at SummerSlam. At SummerSlam, I say that LA Knight is going to find a way to retain the United States Championship between two very hungry challengers in Carmelo Hayes and Andrade El Idolo. He's going to walk out of Jeddah still the United States heavyweight champion.
In men's singles action, we've got Seth Rollins taking on Bronson Reed. So who takes the win in this one?
This is a matchup of just spite. This is a match of spite because Bronson Reed is using Seth Rollins in spite just to push himself forward on Raw. And Seth Rollins can't take kind of that because it's something that he would do. So something tells me that we're going to be not seeing Seth freaking Rollins in Jeddah. We're going to be seeing the Seth Rollins of old, the conniving Seth Rollins, the conniving Seth Rollins, the planning Seth Rollins, the vengeful Seth Rollins. So as much as I would love to see Bronson Reed pull off the upset and take the W in Jeddah, something tells me Seth Rollins is going to cave his skull in with a curb stomp and take the W.
Fair enough. I think that buries Reed, but fair enough. Let's go into another men's singles match. The Viper, Randy Orton, takes on KO, Kevin Owens. Who have you got here?
Randy Orton has a lot more experience with Kevin Owens, but unfortunately, Father Time has not been kind to Randy Orton. He just got back from back surgery, lower back surgery, mind you. Kevin Owens, on the other hand, has been staying on SmackDown, dealing with the bloodline, having a title match with Cody Rhodes, and he just turned heel. And we might be seeing the infamous Kevin Owens, the Kevin Owens who was causing damage in Ring of Honor and Jim Cornette. Fuck Jim Cornette. With Kill Steen Kill. So safe to say that could be just as venomous, even more than the Viper can handle. And something tells me Owens is going to take care of Randy Orton in Jeddah.
We've got a match coming out of I think next week's in Saudi. I don't know. So I don't think next week's taped, but the match coming out of last night is the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, Roman Reigns, and the Usos taking on the Bloodline. If this main event, it wouldn't shock me. But who have you got in this one?
Well, here's how I call it. It's the OG Bloodline versus the new Bloodline. Okay, you got the one true Chief and his boys versus Solo, and either the Tongans or one of them and Jacob Fatu. Okay. But unfortunately, no matter what iteration is, it's still a 4-on-3 match. Unfortunately, because of the interference, and unfortunately, I don't care how much sympathy the WWE is to see the original Bloodline back. Solo's going to have a plan because no matter who he got, you're going to have either one of the Tongans, either Tonga Lola or Tama Tonga on the outside, or the animal werewolf, the werewolf known as Jacob Fatu on the outside, and they're going to be the difference maker and having the new bloodline, and the new bloodline is going to take the win in Jeddah, and that's going to set up perfectly for them in War Games in Vancouver in November.
I think you could bring in either Zilla or Hukuleo here, maybe, perhaps. If it's 5-on-5 at for War Games, is this where Hukuleo or Zilla comes in?
They're leaning all the grapevines, all the rumor mills has been saying that it's going to be Zilla because Zilla Vatu that's going to be coming in. We don't know for sure. We just got to see what happens, you know.
Yeah, because I don't think you'll have Bloodline lose this and War Games. If they do that, the Bloodline 2.0 means nothing. Speaking of matches that mean nothing, well, no, this is, not as meaningless as the main event. Well, it's probably going to be the main event, but Liv Morgan, Nia Jax for the Women's Crown Jewel Championship. My answer is, who cares? But we're doing predictions, so
if I can hit the skip button, I would. All this is nothing more than brand loyalty. Brand loyalty painted over with a gimmick championship. It's like the greatest Royal Rumble. Okay, who cares? Nobody cares. The only thing that has some sort of interest is Tiffany Stratton and the Money in the Bank contract. That's it. Okay, because whoever loses, if they don't get out of there fast, Tiffany's going to haul ass down there with that briefcase, and she's going to cash in. Okay, that's the only factor. That's it. Other than that, can I hit the skip button on that?
I'm still going to predict this match, so it's up to you. Nia or Liv, who you got?
I'm just gonna quickly say it. I don't care how good the Judgment Day is. Nia's gonna squash him.
And for your probable main event, Cody Rhodes, Gunther for their men's Crown Jewel Championship. Same answer. Who cares? But we are doing predictions, so I've got to give an answer.
Yeah, I'm in that same boat. Let's just get it out of the way. Rip the Band-Aid off. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like I said, it's brand warfare, basically. Okay, it feels like the 2000s all over again. You got Cody Rhodes, the current WWE champion, and you got Gunther, the current World Heavyweight champion, duking it out for this fake championship that's worth tens of thousands of dollars or pounds if you're in the United Kingdom. No disrespect. No disrespect there. But for this, but here's been on a tear ever since he won that championship. Even when he lost the Intercontinental title, he still has been going to the moon. This is going through his match to lose. Okay, even if he loses, he's still hot. So I'm.
Hopefully they don't do what's rumoured and Goldberg cost Gunther the match to set up Survivor Series because we all want to see that. No. Oh, has he? Oh, you're back twice. What happened there? Oh,
that was weird. I do. The StreamYard was being annoying, but yeah. But yeah, as I stated, no matter what happens, this is going through his match to lose because he has nothing to gain from this. He's still the World Heavyweight Champion at Night's End. So no matter what, that championship, that Crown Jewel Championship doesn't mean much. He can just hang it on his mantelpiece and have a good story out of it. Okay.
It literally means nothing. They're going to win it, take a picture of it, hand it to Triple H, and they'll be gone till next year.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's just a gimmick championship. All they can do is just put it on a mantelpiece and just put it on their mantelpiece and just say, listen to this story, yada 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 yada.
And even WWE don't care because how many Raws or SmackDowns has that segment between Gunther? Okay, how many Raws or SmackDowns has Gunther talking about the title or Cody talking about the title or a face-off main event of the Raw SmackDown? No, because they don't care. It's just this is what Saudi wants.
All it is brand warfare. That's it. Okay, it's brand warfare.
I don't know if you caught what I said, but hopefully they don't have the Goldberg coughing Gunther to set up Survivor Series.
I don't even want to hear those chants. It's gotten stale. You know,
but let's get into our final segment here, which is because the news channels are ready. They're ready to break some news because it is. Oh, no, wrong. There we go. News and headlines. So, two pieces of news. So, first of all, unfortunately, yes, Samantha Irvin leaving WWE. She's going into Ricochet, not on her way to AEW. A great ring announcer. I suppose Leland Garcia's second best. Samantha Irvin was really good. Really good at the Chelsea Green, and announcing the bloodline and announcing everybody.
Yeah,
everybody felt unique. Everybody felt bigger. Everybody felt like a bigger star when Samantha Irvin was announcing them, kind of like a Howard Finkel back in the day. You wanted Howard Finkel to announce you. So really unfortunate news. I know she wants to pursue a music career, but. Yeah,
it sucks.
Your thoughts?
It sucks, but here's the thing, though. Even though she left, she left on good terms with WWE and Triple H. Okay, she didn't. There wasn't any issues. There wasn't any disputes or any arguments with WWE and TKO. It's just that she wanted to spread her wings and try something new and fresh and stuff. And I was like, okay, that's fine. If you want to do that, if you want to go try something new, that's fine. Go for it. Go for it. By all means, let your creativity flow. Go for it. And whatever. And if it doesn't pan out, guess what? WWE will welcome you back with open arms, and we'll be waiting for you. And have fun with it. There's always an open spot. Okay. Which and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And then the rumor mill flew in like, oh, she's gonna go to AEW. She's gonna be with her lover Ricochet, and then Ricochet immediately came in and said, no, she's not. Okay, knock it off. Okay, so leave her be. Let her do her own thing.
She's going to be missed, though. I think she was really good at her job. And the second piece of news is Elimination Chamber no longer in the UK. It was rumoured to be in either Manchester or Birmingham of the United Kingdom. But now we're going to be back to Canada. They've already been there. They went there 2 years ago when Reigns took on Sami Zayn.
In Montreal, if I'm correctly.
Right, so there's nothing. So they must get a really good crowd in Canada because doing Survivor Series in Canada, Elimination Chamber in Canada. Your thoughts on this?
Most pay-per-views all I have to say is this: when they do pay-per-views abroad from the United States, they've always drawn in big crowds. Backlash in France, Money in the Bank in London, Bash in Berlin, Chamber in Perth in Australia. In Australia, they for some reason the international fans have always came out in numbers and just blow the roof off the hinges off the supports, and it just pisses me off because for the United States we just don't bring that energy. I was like, come on, but it just shows that the international fans has just more passion and support for WWE than we do, and I just feel like we need to step up our game. But again, it feels nice that WWE is getting out of the United States blanket and just expanding and broadening the horizons with the pay-per-views, and it's nice to see the Elimination Chamber going to Canada, and hopefully we'll see more big pay-per-views going international. Maybe we'll see a WrestleMania in the United Kingdom. Because it's been long overdue. Maybe we'll see another WrestleMania in Canada. I would love to see it back in Toronto at the Sky Dome, or maybe in Vancouver at BC Place, at BC Place, or in Edmonton in Edmonton, or any other spot in the Canadian provinces, Hell, I would love to see him go back to Australia, play in Sydney at their cricket grounds. See that place get packed to the gills.
Yeah. So hopefully, more. I'm enjoying the international pay-per-views. So let's finish up here with you promoting your podcast, the VWU Sports Podcast. Go ahead.
Yeah, may I have the camera for this one, my friend?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Well then, yeah.
Yeah, please, thank you. Anyway, so for all our sports fans who are watching, if anybody who doesn't know what my podcast is about, okay. So basically, the VW Sports Podcast is a podcast me and some of my best friends basically run up. We've been doing this for about a couple of years now. We always do the show every Tuesday night, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, midnight. If you're in midnight in the United Kingdom. We run it basically like a tavern, a pub, or a bar, depending on where you live. It's like a sports tavern. We treat it. It's made by fans, by sports fans, for sports fans. We talk about nothing but sports. In the United States, we talk about the big four, which is basketball, hockey, football, baseball. And if we sometimes go abroad, we talk about, of course, the Premier League, Formula One, the Champions League. And many other sports that deserve to have their time in the spotlight. Okay, we talk about the big news that's going on in the sports world. We talk about the highlights from the past games of the week, and we talk about what's coming up, and many other sports that's coming on as well. And one big rule is that we always make sure to talk nothing but sports. We don't bring in politics of any kind. We don't bring in anything else from the sports world. Professional wrestling, that we got our own podcast like this one, like the most electrifying of course the most electrifying podcast of all in all the land. Give you a little cross promo there. And we want to make sure this is nothing but sports, and we want y'all to have a lot of fun. And we always encourage fan participation. If you're always in the comments, we always ask y'all to give us questions and topics y'all want to talk about. And we always love fan support, because we've been doing this for nearly 150 episodes, believe it or not. 150th episode coming up in November, believe it or not. And we always love having to do this. We always do specials, believe it or not. We always do specials. Whenever we get our specials, we call them happy hours, because it's a fist of at a bar. We always have a good time doing it. It's worth the time of the day. We always have it on our YouTube channel. Come check it out. It's on youtube.com. The link's right there on the video on the screen. If you can't click on the link, search up VW Sports Podcast. Give us a follow. Give us a follow on our YouTube channel. Hit the bell to be notified when we go live every Tuesday. It's worth the time of the day. Okay, because we have a lot of fun doing it. We talk about all the sports, and we talk about all the big sports, and we don't. And the big thing is, we are not broadcast journalists of any kind. We just like having fun doing it.
That's what it's all about, having fun. So, thank you, Jacob, for joining me. We'll do this all again next week after Crown Jewel. Feel free to drop by my Halloween Havoc watch along tomorrow. I'll send you the link later on if you want. But yes, a big thank you for joining me.
I'll try to drop by if I can. You'll be seeing me if StreamYard doesn't try to screw me over. If not, I will be watching Halloween Havoc with my buds. You will be getting my reaction to it next time I'm on the show. And trust me when I say this is a show that a lot of us are going to be tuning in for, because NXT's pay-per-views have always found a way to steal the show. Okay.
That is right. And do like and subscribe. And remember, always remember, if wrestling is the game, excellence is the name. And excellence is Ricky Goldman.